Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wheel of Names. We're back again with the wheel, and I want to see if I can get the bus. So let's see if I get it. Bam! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah! We got the bus. Why am I so excited about reviewing a bus? I don't know, I guess it's just different. It's different from the monotony of just regular passenger cars and stuff, so this is going to be interesting. Alright, we're going to be reviewing the Brute bus. Yeah. 1984 Brute bus. When taking the subway is too slow for you. For this episode, I will be doing a parody of Houdini's Friends. Alright, here we go. Bus. How many of us drive them? Bus. The one NPCs never drive in. Bus. How many of us drive them? Bus. Before we go any further, let's review the bus. 1984 Brute bus. I gotta say, driving this thing while listening to Fusion FM or Jazz Nation Radio really immersed me. I almost felt like, for a minute, I was a Liberty Transport Authority bus driver, and the dull gray colors of the bus really match the atmosphere of the game, just as depressing as the rest of the city. The bus is a staple of every GTA game, and this generation is no exception. Sometimes known as the quote-unquote first generation, the bus can be found in many areas around Liberty, including the Broker Bus Depot under the Dukes Expressway. I found some interesting features about the bus, which I'll discuss in a minute. The bus has existed in some form or another since the very early days of Grand Theft Auto, since the very first Grand Theft Auto game. But back then it was more of a school bus, and that doesn't really count in a way, I suppose, but whatever. Anyway. To keep things short and mostly simple, I'll only be focusing on Grand Theft Auto 3 and onwards. GTA 3, Vice City, Liberty City Stories, and Vice City Stories, the bus resembled a 1980s International Harvester S-Series school bus for the basic design, with a bunch of other stuff thrown in I didn't really want to cover. But San Andreas' design changed a lot, and it looks completely different, resembling now a Motor Coach Industries MC8. And then finally, moving on to the HD era and GTA 4, the bus is now modeled after a New Flyer D901. Alright, so according to the Canadian Public Transit Discussion Board, which I will say, whoever runs this page, thank you for the info. I would have not been able to find the info about this bus otherwise, so thank you. The D901 was manufactured from 1980 to 1986 and features 3 engine options: a Cummins VTB-903, a Detroit Diesel 6V71N and 6V92TAC, and featured 2 transmission options, which were an Allison V730 and V731, which were both 3-speed automatic transmissions. I couldn't find any specs relating to seating capacity or anything like that, but I did manage to find some specs about the engine outputs, which were around 170 to 190. But you gotta remember, these are Detroit diesels we're talking about here, so while they don't make a lot of power, they make up for a lot of torque and a lot of noise. Also, according to YouTube, well, at least a bunch of older YouTube videos, the Toronto Transit Commission was using some of these buses in limited service up until around 2007-2008. In fact, actually a preserved example of one of these buses formerly owned by the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority at the Seashore Trolley Museum at Kennebunkport in my own state. Maybe I'll visit sometime and see if I can find a way to make a video about it. Unfortunately, I could not open the rear hood of the bus, but according to the wiki, the in-game model is a turbocharged double overhead cam inline 4. But according to the badging, the bus features a 5000cc or 5.0 liter supercharged engine. And that's probably correct. If you listen closely, you can hear a turbo spooling up from the engine. Take a listen. Not quite that distinct Detroit diesel sound, but you know what? I'll take it. It's close enough. Now, if I had to take a guess, I'm assuming the bus has some kind of inline 6 turbo diesel, very similar to the D901. However, unlike the D901, the bus is paired to a 6-speed gearbox, not a 3-speed. Time for handling and performance, and really, this part kind of tells itself. It's a heavy, rear-wheel drive vehicle with a long wheelbase, so naturally it's kind of difficult to turn. It understeers a lot in hard corners, but strangely enough, it doesn't ever spin out or lose retraction. This is due to the bus having enough torque, and it's so bad that I can't even do a proper burnout with this thing. I'll tell you, I had my finger on the handbrake, the gas, and the normal brake, and I revved the engine, but off the handbrake, nothing. It would not do a burnout. It was like, and that was it. It was like, it just died. As you can imagine, for a bus, the suspension is rather soft. And similarly to the Dachshund, it cruises the first couple gears rather quickly, leaving 5th and 6th gear as more of a cruising gear. Honestly, I don't think I ever even hit 6th gear once in this thing, and to be fair, there isn't enough straight roads in Liberty to hit 6th gear because this thing is so freaking slow. Another thing similar to the Dachshund is the windows love to break on it. Not just from collisions, but harsh landings from bumps and jumps. One hard bump and half your windows shatter. However, because it's rear engine, it is seemingly invulnerable to front end collisions. You've probably never actually seen a bus drive around Liberty 2, and I suspect they were cut from the game due to the bad pathfinding because the bus handles so poorly. I've seen similar issues in GTA 5 and previous 3D titles. They are seen in some missions as scripted events, but that's about it. It would have been kind of cool to have buses as some other form of transportation besides the subway, which, might I add, is a highly underappreciated and underutilized part of the game. But I digress. 1984 Brute Bus. I feel like there was definitely some potential here for game mechanics for this thing, but apparently for whatever reason it was cut. Well, until next time, fellas, stay tuned for more videos. Well, there you have it, folks. The Brute Bus. You might have noticed in the footage there's like a weird glitch where it looks like something is like floating outside of the front of the bus. That is the window, the passenger window, and the glass on the front of the little sign above the windshield. I don't know how to fix that. I think it's a glitch due to the Rockstar editor or video editor, and also because the PC port of the game is trash. They never fixed any of the bugs when they did the repack of the complete edition, so blame Rockstar, not me. I probably could fix it honestly with like a graphical mod, but I just want to keep it the way it is. So yeah, I will admit this review was kind of rigged. I made it so the wheel would land on the bus because I wanted to review this vehicle actually, because I don't know, I like to review non-normal cars sometimes because I get to learn something new, and it's just different. So, and a lot of people like to watching the Dachshund video I did on GTA 5, so I figured, hey, let's do one on the bus. And it's a very unloved vehicle because, well, nobody probably even knows it exists, and if they do, they might only use it for like rampages where they just run into cars and stuff, which I have definitely not done a million times in this game. So, well, everybody, I'm almost out of footage for once, so until next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.